So God showed up like I knew he would. It's my first time leaving since Saturday, the house. It's still super hard and hurts horribly so. But that doctor, I already knew he was the one just because he was Phyllis's doctor. And then his name was Dr. Fix. So my head just calls him Dr. Fix-It. And literally was sitting with him. He listened to everything. He did not understand whatsoever why they took me off those meds. He put me right back on the bone pain med I needed, and raised the dose and said, I'm going to be meeting with you every 3 weeks and we're going to keep going. So I could actually have comfort in my bones. I just was keeping those bone pills for days that I left bed for a few hours, so it was like I couldn't stand without them. But he said that on this, and even at, I found it worked. So I'm actually going to be at a level of no bone pain at all to get through recovery. And he's gonna prescribe my meds on like all the other doctors and their lies and stuff. And as he read through my files, he's like, I can't believe it. Like, you haven't had the right blood work ordered. You haven't been being tested levels. You haven't been like, he was just like flawed. So he ordered me a bone density test. And get this is the most amazing part at all. It was a 2-year waiting list to see a neurologist, so I haven't gotten any help with my disorder since the day I got it. And he had such a heart after meeting me. I have to put it on, pick it up soon. He had such a heart after meeting me. Turns out there's a neurologist literally 2 doors away from his door, like half a mile from where I live, and he's gonna personally make it that I get in immediately. And couldn't believe that in this whole year they didn't get me in with him. So in a very, very near future, I'll be seeing a neurologist for the first time since getting sick. And that's going to be amazing, because what they'll be able to do is put me on the exact right combination in addition to the bone pain meds to help regulate things as I get through recovery, and actually teach me how to operate with the right side of my brain or whatever. And neurologist is what you need when you have a neurological disorder, right? So God so showed up by having them cancel my meds. And by doing that, it pushed me into the hands of the doctor that's going to fix it, and is getting me immediately into a neurologist and all the right testing I need, and on the right dose of the bone meds. And he's just the perfect doctor for this. It's just exactly where God moved me to. So within 1 hour, I had the meds again that I needed for my bone pain. And just an incredible experience. And it's pretty cold. I did not account for it being cold. Like I said, I haven't left the house since Friday when I went to the concert. Oh no, Saturday I did leave for a little bit. It was rough, but so yeah, relief is coming, being pain-free is coming. Physical therapy to my house to do now is coming. So it's like God's orchestrating every single thing for my recovery and just taking care of it all, which is amazing. If I was left in the hands of the other doctors, I'd be unable to speak or get out of bed or anything. I would then completely go 100% back into neck down paralysis and get sicker and sicker, and it would have become harder and harder to get out of. But when you surrender your life to God, he's like, nope, not on my watch, you know. And he just moves mountains and makes the impossible possible. So I feel more encouraged and more joyful about my recovery than I have in a year, knowing, hey, my neurologist is literally like right here in town, and I start so soon, and that's gonna help me train my brain back to normalcy. And going a year with no treatment has been rough, but Jesus has been walking me through it, and all the healing that I've received has just been through prayer and Jesus, right? So it's just nice to get that extra now push to get through this next year, to have accelerated healing. And I told the doctor, we got to get me right and go to Africa. And he's like, yeah, no, I don't see that coming. And I just smiled, and I'm like, I'm going with Jesus. Like, you know, and now I know, because it took too much energy to get ready, get out of bed, do all that for physical therapy, get there all for 15 minutes, right? But now when it's a day that even you could barely walk, and even if you can't speak that day, you know, you're in the comfort of your home. I'm going to get some mirrors to hang up so I could watch my movements. And then I'm going to still believe in God for opening doors for me to be able to see a chiropractor. Insurance doesn't cover them because our system is so corrupt. Nobody wakes up for fun like, I want to go to the chiropractor, yeah. Hey guys, let's get together, have some lunch, and go to the chiropractor. It's like no one goes unless you have a physical injury that you need correcting. But insurance doesn't cover it just because our whole system is so corrupt and broken, and it's meant to create anger and hostility and distraction, and just to make everyone around upset. And I found the perfect stick to bring home for my decor. Oh man, now people are going to think I'm going to be pretending to be Jesus walking with my stick and my staff. I just happened to find the perfect stick. Yeah, never settle. Ever, you know. Because as long as God's in control and writing the story, it's always perfect. And I know I'll be able to make it to that trip to Africa. Because I know now, having the support I need, having the right medicines prescribed to me for the neurological disorder I have, when I've been working with doctors that have never heard of it, it's going to put me on a speedy Godspeed recovery, right? And it's supposed to take a long time to rebuild your body after like a year in bed. But again, like, I'm just believing that every day I'm going to be able to get out here and do six miles year round. I'm having a little trouble speaking today because I spent a couple days in flare-up, so it always takes a few days for my system to stop firing nerves all over my body. But today just felt great. I missed Dante's after school thing yesterday because I was too sick. And but I'll be at that school plenty. And God is just so good. you can't ever have like a hopeless moment or what am I going to do moment, or you can't ever feel hopeless, not a second of your life, because if you surrender to God, not a moment of your life is hopeless. It's just sometimes you got to wait on an 11th hour miracle. But even if it's an 11th hour miracle, you still get that miracle just in time. So I cannot wait to meet with a neurologist and for the first time be able to sit down with a doctor that knows about this and talk about it and get some strategies of what to do. And he might be able to tell me how to keep from jumping, around different nerves and get a little more nerve control and stuff. They have even machines that they do electrical stuff to your brain that actually normalizes the nerves because they just fire around at will. They have a lot of equipment and knowledge, and that paired up with how far I've come will just be like the cherry on top, because we're not starting from ground zero. Hi. We're starting from a year just spent with Jesus and learning and accomplishing miraculous things and growth. The other thing he did, what nobody has ever done, he said people with neurological conditions need to see a movement specialist. You've never once even been referred to one. So I'm referring you to one now. They're only out of Rochester. Unfortunately, it's through Strong, so it'll be a longer wait. But I got you on that list. So every day, most days, at some point in the day, I forget how to walk. And I have to kind of just figure it out again because things you do naturally, your body just forgets how to do. You'll get like your feet will just drop or get all ducky or sideways or only walk sideways, not forward, right? So you have to retrain yourself how to walk on a very daily basis. So the movement specialist will be able to help a lot with that. Like my hands open up by themselves, and my arms get paralyzed, stuck in different positions. So the moving specialist, on top of being able to stretch the ligaments and tendons and stuff, may help your body remove normal again, like just walk normal everything. So that's up and coming. What's nice about that is I'll have some strength and already some physical therapy and neurological help before that happens. So I'm not starting from ground zero again, so I could start at a higher level, and that just be like a cherry on top. So I thank God that the doctor was so gracious that when my mom spoke to him and told him my situation, he literally said, I will have her first thing tomorrow morning. And there wasn't even a day wait to suffer longer or anything. It was the very next morning. And okay, I realized some areas God needs to refine me in. I literally want to call the other doctor and go, ha ha. So I definitely still need some refinement. But here's a beautiful stick. I collect a lot of the branches as well for the fireplace. And next I'll start decorating the pots. It's always hard after I come out of multiple days of bed rest because my body has to get used to gravity, and since it was a neurological flare-up the whole time, cognitively I got to get used to things and walking, all that stuff. It's like a reset, right? Actually, the staff turned out to be wonderful to have, but it doesn't matter. That's a reset. That's why you want to stay out of bed as much as possible, because you spend a few days in bed, you forget a lot in those few days, and you literally have to like reset much of what you know. But you can still do it. It's just harder, and comes with a lot more pain to fight through. Hello. But you keep pressing on, and because I am able to be out of bed, as hard as it is, I'm gonna do it, because those other days, I couldn't, and there'll be days in the future I can't, and those few months I'm literally stuck in bed after surgery, I won't be able to. But I even feel better now about my surgery, because I get to discuss it with my primary care prior to it, once they tell me what they're going to do and everything, and I'm going to get his opinion on it, and then I'm going to get some meds from him or from the neurologist when I get that, to help with my stuff, because pain is what triggers seizures and every single other flare-up. So that's why when you don't have your bone pain med or something painful happens, it literally is just one nerve goes off, and then it's like all of them are just shooting pain signals every single place in your body and brain. So the best you can do to stay out of pain, which is why you want a tough body, the better. So I'll talk to them about having a script that will keep me out of pain, because one, if I'm having seizures and flare-ups with big open gaping wounds, that's going to hurt like hell and keep ripping them open. But I'll need some extra meds through that whole recovery period through them. But now that before I didn't have the neurologist or a doctor I trusted or liked, right? But now that I have a doctor I fully trust, and a neurologist that I fully trust the person that told me to go to, I have more security now, because I know I have a team to work with before my appointment to be ready and be on everything I need to be, so I'm not stuck in 3 months of flare-up, right? So it just feels like a team is coming together, and that feels really good to have that in recovery. I have no clue. Is it train passing by? I like to come out on these colder, foggier days, because nobody else does. So you're always completely alone. Some more sticks. Showed today updated picture of my fireplace. I haven't done much more, but it's still different from the last picture. So just periodically I'll post some. It's just sticks and shells and snail shells and whatever the heck I find on the ground. Yeah, so the first day out of bed after a while, or after a bout of flare-ups, is always quite the challenge, because I still experience a lot of flare-ups to work through. But the quicker I jump into working through them, the quicker I stabilize. So I jump right in. It's a beautiful... This is what I get to look at. This is my own little paradise. God is so good to plant me exactly where I'm meant to be, right? It's amazing too. Mom happened to track him down and talk to him and convince him to take me, the day after this appointment. So God was moving through her as well. God, whenever you pray for your children and stuff, God hears a mama's prayers. So when I go through these. I get a lot of vision disturbances. I don't see regular at all. So I also get very dizzy. And so what I do is I just force myself out and deal with it. My dad had the expression all the time, which was put your big girl panties on. So I just face whatever it is. And that's it. But when I start feeling really faint, that's when I'll start walking back to... The key is I just make sure I conserve enough energy to walk back with. I have to get down here as many days as possible, because that fireplace is going to use up every single rock that I already have collected. And then I need more rocks to do some decorative vases in the house to kind of pull that feel around the house. At least one pot to pull your eye from there, and have another pot in the corner with the same one. So I do a ton of pebbles because I use all my pebbles as kind of like my holders to hold all the big guys in place. Like I add extra glue on them. Also my hearing, all my senses get really odd after a flare-up. Nothing quite is connecting the same, so it takes a little bit of time to regulate to get to my normal. So in time that will happen, but it's just a process. I'm on live. But I don't have my book to do my reading today. The main purpose for today is just getting the solid black rocks, because I started the trim in only like black onyx, and the goal was just to have that just black straight across, so it just kind of gave it that like pop. But I only had a couple of them, so today I need to get enough of them to do that whole rim, and then enough little pebbles also to fill in all the gaps. But they just have to be this really dark onyxy color and have a flatter surface so they glue better. But the goal is the rest of, I usually could do about 20 minutes max at a time on the fireplace, but the goal would be that I get to do those 15-20 minutes today to get that black rim done, because it's only about this wide, and it's the length of the fireplace. It will just come down to my energy levels. I am gonna let you guys go, and I'm stopping the YouTube for a short time just until I could get some more days with these meds back in my system, and to get into neurology, so just to have a little less focus on earning and a little bit more just direct focus solely on recovery now that for the first time I have that teammate. So God is super good. He showed up. He was super faithful. He got me the meds, the very, very, very next morning, so I only had to go that one extra day, and